Hey guys, so today we'll be going through two different types of switches, layer 2 and a layer 3 switch, and we'll be going through how the traffic passes through a layer 2 and layer 3 switch, and also why you would want to deploy a layer 3 switch. I hope you enjoy this and I hope you can learn from this. So this is a basic topology. So here we have a MX, we have a layer 2 MS device, we have PC1 and we have PC2. Now PC1 has an IP address of 192.168.10.3 and PC2 has an IP address of 192.168.20.4. So these two devices are in separate VLANs. The default gateway both reside at the MX level. So the MX has both of these addresses because it's doing the layer 3. So we're going to do a basic example of PC1 sending a packet over to PC2. Because they're in separate VLANs, this is what's called inter-VLAN. So it's when you send a packet from one VLAN over to another VLAN. If it's in the same VLAN, then it's intra-VLAN. So a bit of a network knowledge. So let's go ahead and start with our example. So we have a packet here, and if you see, so the source IP is PC1's, the destination IP is PC2, the source MAC address is PC1's, and the destination is over here. That is actually the MX. So the PC1 knows the MAC address of its default gateway via ARP. If you don't understand ARP, I do have another video for that. So what it's going to do is going to send over the packet to the switch. So let's go ahead and do that. So the switch now receives the packet. It sees, okay, this is a packet, the source IP and the destination IP. They're in separate subnets. So the layer 2 switch can only, so this section is layer 2 and this section is layer 3. So the switch is unable to process this packet because it's layer 3 involved, with these two IP addresses being different VLANs. So what it's going to do, it's going to send over the packet straight over to the MX. So the MX then receives the packet, and now the MX has it. But just notice, like, this packet has not changed since it was PC1. It's sent it over, it's gone to the switch, and then it's come up to the MX, and the packet has not changed yet. What we're going to do is the MX is now going to process that packet. So now something changes when the MX processes the packet. It's changed the source MAC address to its own MAC address, and the destination MAC address is now the MAC address of PC2. So the IP addresses don't change. So this is a common mistake sometimes people get wrong, is they think that the IP address changes when it goes over from one VLAN to another. That's not true. The layer 2 changes, but the layer 3 remains the same. So the MX has successfully processed that packet, and now it's able to send the packet down over to PC2, and PC2 receives the packet. So that's how the transmission goes from PC1 to PC2. What we're going to do is we're going to head over and bring up an example of a layer 3 switch. So here we have the exact same topology. So you have an MX, you have an MS, which is layer 3 now, and you have PC1 and PC2. Everything's exactly the same, apart from, if you've noticed here, that the switch is now controlling the layer 3. So the default gateway of both of these devices is now interfaces that reside on the layer 3 switch, not the MX. So the MX does not have the default gateway. So what's going to happen? Let's go through. It's so you have PC1. It's going to have a packet. I'm just going to move my head up a little bit so you can see the packet. And this packet here, it's PC1's IP address, PC2's IP address is the destination. The source MAC address is PC1, and the destination MAC, just like before, it's going to be its default gateway, but this MAC address is now the MAC address of the MS, the layer 3 MS switch, because that is the default gateway, and this device PC1 knows that via ARP again. So what's going to happen, it's going to send over the packet to the switch. So PC1, let's get you to send over the packet to the switch. Now the switch receives the packet, and again, nothing's changed. It's still the same packet, but now the layer 3 switch is able to do layer 3. So it can handle, so it sees, hey, these are in 2 separate subnets. So let's go ahead and let's process that packet. So the packet gets processed at the switch level. So now the MAC address, the source MAC address, is 5566, which is the layer 3 switch's MAC address, and the destination MAC address is PC2's MAC address. So now the layer 3 switch just processed that packet, and it's able to send over that packet over to PC2. So that packet arrives at PC2. So that's the major difference. So what happened here is the packet essentially went here, it was processed by the layer 3 switch, and it went over to the PC. So this is the major difference, is the layer 3 switch can do inter VLAN. There's a few reasons why you would want to do this. So essentially, I think one of the most common reasons is if, let's say, you have an MX here and you didn't want it to do the routing on the LAN. You wanted it to just say, let's say you just wanted it to be doing VPN or content filtering or other features that the firewall's meant to be doing. And you just wanted the MX to just do that, to save process on just that. And you wanted this layer 3 switch to do all the inter VLAN routing. So it will send packets from one VLAN to another. There's also other reasons, such as like there's less latency, because it's not actually going from here to here and then here to here. Latency is how long a packet takes to arrive at the destination. So that's a latency. So instead of doing that, it's going to be doing this. So it's a bit shorter on the latency. The topology in regards to the routing, it's a simpler topology as well. So everything is residing here at the layer 3 switch, and you're just managing inter VLAN communication on the layer 3 switch. VLANs are created here, and the MX that's just a simple topology, and that's a good thing, because like I said, you'll have content filtering, you'll have VPN to deal with on the MX. It would do a little bit of routing, but not the LAN routing. It would be just if you had another MX, and that would also just be doing routing and VPN as well. They just send packets over VPN. It is a bit more expensive. That's a bit of a disadvantage, but if, like, in my eyes, it would be worth it, because yeah, it's a much simpler topology. And also, let's say you didn't have an MX and you wanted to still keep all of the LAN Meraki, and you had a Palo Alto upstream. You could have this layer 3 switch to do all of the routing again, and the Palo Alto would be doing its thing and be the firewall. So essentially that's the difference between a layer 2 and a layer 3 switch. A layer 2 can only do intra VLAN, so it could send from one subnet within the same subnet. So it can't send inter VLAN, which is sending a packet from one VLAN to another VLAN. I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day.